Okay, give me a minute and let me talk about what the expert consensus is around this video that's going around the internet right now. What it's supposed to be, what the Russians are claiming it is a destroyed HiMARS. Now, it appears that 2 HiMARS were damaged and have been sent back to the United States for repairs. Shrapnel damage doesn't look bad based on the pictures of them being loaded in, I forget, it wasn't a C-130, but it was a big aircraft. And this video claims to be the actual destruction of a HiMARS. So I don't know shit about weapons, but I believe the experts when they do their analysis and right? So I've been listening to a bunch of experts and the consensus seems to be that this is not a HiMARS. And one of the main things that they point to is that stabilizer bar. See that that's a rear stabilizer bar. HiMARS doesn't have them. They just don't have them. And then there's a bunch of other little things like the tires that they point to, the kind of tires, where the storage capacity is, some other things. And they all seem to agree this is an S-300 missile system. So at this time, we still have no confirmation of not one HiMARS destroyed in Ukraine. Just 2 HiMARS launchers damaged. Now, you could say to yourself, Petey, how is that possible? HiMARS was one of the first things we sent. How could they possibly not have hit a HiMARS yet? Well, I think there's 2 things going on. One, the Ukrainians have put out HiMARS decoys, right? Made of plywood that look, certainly to anybody piloting an FPV drone, anybody looking at it through some other detection capability, or from a distance, they look just like the real thing, only they're made of plywood and pipes. And we know that a bunch of them have been destroyed. Sometimes the Ukrainians have reported it because they used a $1 million missile to blow up the cardboard HiMARS, right? It's funny. Then the other thing is, these things are called HiMARS, highly mobile, right? That's what the HM is, highly mobile. These things get to a targeting location, fire their missiles, the guys get in them and drive the fuck away. They're almost impossible to get a targeting solution on because by the time you do, they're fucking gone. That's the whole point of these things. So I tend to believe the Western experts who have gone through the Picayune analysis, talking about the tires, talking about the rear stabilizers, talking about the things that tell them that this is most likely an S-300 missile system. Now, of course, the loss of an S-300 missile system is a very real loss for the Ukrainians at a time when they need air defense. But it is not a HiMARS, and that's good news.